Hi there friends, thanks for joining me today for a tutorial on how to fold your very own origami crane. And we might be able to take a look at a few other animals as well, depending on how long this first folding takes. But we're starting with a crane model because the crane is probably one of the most recognizable origami models for people who maybe aren't as familiar with this art form. There's a very high chance that you've still seen a crane before because cranes hold a lot of significance in Japan, the country from which a lot of the popular and mainstream origami models and patterns come from today. Although origami really has origins from many different countries, the art of folding paper to create special models and forms, like I said, it initiated in more than one region and country in history. There are examples of paper folding art forms from China, from the Middle East, and from Europe as well. So this isn't a purely Japanese art, but it is certainly one that I think Japan has taken and made into something really special and unique. And like I said, cranes are really one of the most popular origami forms that you could see. They hold a lot of cultural significance. So yeah, we're gonna learn how to make a crane. I think they're really graceful and elegant little things. And once you start making them, I think you'll find that it's really fun and it's something that you can do if you're just, like sitting at a lunch table with your friends someday and you have a napkin. You might be making cranes. That's what I have found myself doing all my life with little bits of extra square paper in front of me. So if this speaks to you, please keep looking up other origami forms that you can learn how to create and share pictures of what you create with us at the library. We would love to see it if you get really passionate about this sort of craft hobby. So we're gonna start with our little crane piece of paper just flat on the table in front of us. I'm working with a double-sided print so that you can kind of see a little bit better what I'm doing. But really you can fold origami with any type of square piece of paper that you have. So even if you just have, lined notebook paper at home or printer paper, if you can get that paper into roughly a square shape, then you can, fold origami with that. You really don't have to have special paper. But if you did pick up an origami kit from the library, then you should have some double-sided papers that you can practice with to start, if that makes it a little bit simpler. Or if you want to save those fancy patterns and just work with a solid color, that's fine too. So we've got our paper laid out in front of us just like this. And the first thing that we're going to do is just fold the paper exactly in half. And take your time. Don't be afraid to be a bit slow about lining up your edges. You do want to be as precise as you possibly can while you're creating origami. But also don't let that stop you if for any reason working precisely is causing you some difficulty. Go ahead with it. You will learn. Your first few forms might be a bit sloppy and messy. That's okay. So like I said, we're just folding our paper in half, completely in half, and we're gonna keep the open portion to the bottom. And then we're gonna fold this in half again to create a perfect square. And again, don't be afraid to take your time lining up your corners and your edges, keeping that open side of the paper to the bottom. And we're just folding one more time. We've got a perfect little square that can open up. And one more time, I'm just showing you here that the open side is once again on the bottom. So we've got a crease in the middle of this rectangle now, and we're gonna work with the right top corner, and we're gonna fold it in to meet that middle crease. So we're gonna take the top corner and bring it down and across so that it's lining up with the crease right in the middle of the paper. And press down, crease that nice and sharply. Then we're gonna flip this entire thing over, And we're just gonna repeat that. So we're gonna take the top right corner and fold it down to meet that crease in the middle of the paper. So you're now gonna have a triangular shape. And again, the open portion of the paper is still at the bottom, but we have these two little flaps. And verbally, this is going to be a little bit confusing, but hopefully you can watch me on the screen here. You're going to insert your fingers into that open portion of that paper, and you're going to open this up in the opposite direction from where it's laying right now. So play around, because I know, again, just describing that is a little bit confusing, but you insert your fingers and you press it flat so that it becomes a diamond shape. And now, moving on, we are going to fold the sides of this diamond into the center to meet each other. So we're gonna take that right corner and fold it right to the center of this little diamond. Take the left corner, fold it in to meet that other one that we just folded in from the right side. And you're only doing this with the front pieces of paper. The back is still a full diamond. And now we're just gonna take this and turn it over and do the same thing. So we're just gonna take the right corner, fold it in, and then we're gonna take the left corner and do the same thing. And they're just meeting in the middle. And now, since you have done the front and the back side, it's fully looking like a little kite shape. What you wanna do at this point is take the top of this kite and you wanna fold that down where it's meeting your pieces that you just folded inward. And then you want to flip it over and do the same thing. And you're just going to be taking what you folded one way and folding it back the opposite way. We need a nice crease in that area, but you don't need to leave it folded down. We're just creating the crease. Now you're going to open it all back up. So all of the things that you just folded in, your right and your left corners, go ahead and open them up. And we're going to now open up the entire piece of origami, basically. So you're going to take the bottom corner and you're going to bring it upward. As you do that, you're going to feel with the sides how they're going to crease inward. So here you can see me, I'm taking my bottom corner, folding it all the way up, and my sides automatically will crease inward from the folds that I made earlier. And you're gonna wanna flip your form over entirely, and we're gonna do the exact same thing that we just did on the other side. So we're gonna open up the right and the left portions that you folded in a couple of steps ago, and we're going to go down to that bottom corner, insert our finger, or just fold it up so that you can see the inside of the paper, and you're gonna fold that piece all the way up, and the sides will close in automatically again because of the folds that you made earlier. And then you can press everything down, make sure it's still looking good. Awesome, we're almost there, just a few steps left to get our crane. So at this point, we're gonna be doing some folds that are similar to what we did earlier. We're gonna take our right edge, well, the right corner and the left corner, and fold them inward to meet that middle crease area. So just taking our right corner and folding it in, left corner, folding it in. As you work and more folds appear in your paper, obviously the more layers of paper, the harder it will be to get your crease really sharp and nice. So it might take a little bit more time of pressing and lining up here at the end. Now we're just gonna flip over our piece and again, repeat just what we did on the other side. So our right corner is gonna fold in to meet that middle crease area. And then we'll do the exact same thing with the left corner. We'll fold it in to meet that middle crease area. And so you'll once again have a piece of a form that is identical on one side, on the front side and the back side. From here, we're almost there. We're gonna take the right side and we're gonna fold it over to meet the left side. And we're gonna flip the whole thing over and do the same thing. We're just folding the right flap to meet the left flap. And now you're gonna take the bottom corner and you're gonna fold it all the way up as far as it will let you go. So taking our bottom bit, folding it all the way up, press down, crease right there at the bottom, turn everything over and do the exact same thing. Take our bottom corner and fold it all the way up. Press down and crease. And now we're gonna fold the right side flap to meet the left side flap. Flip the entire thing over and do that one more time. That right side flap needs to go in and meet the left side flap. And now you're looking at the wings of your crane. There's only one step left. We just need to fold one of those spokes down to create the crane head and neck area. You'll just want to pinch like the top maybe inch or so and just pinch it down. Fold it down on itself. And you'll see really quickly how that kind of creates like a little bird head. Now you can take the crane wings and fold them down if you like, although you can also leave them up. And with that, you can finally see your little crane. There he is. One thing that you can do is actually, when you've folded his wings out, if you flip him over and see the bottom portion of your crane, there's a little hole there, and you can blow into that and kind of blow him up so that he puffs out a little bit. And then it will sit up really nicely. So I just puffed him out just a little bit. Now you can see him, and he looks beautiful. What a beautiful little crane. Nice. So that's all there is to it. That is how you create a crane. And like I said, if you want to, you don't have to fold those wings down. You can actually make them nest together really nicely, one on top of each other. You can even string them together, and that's one of the traditional things that if you look up origami in Japan, you might see photos of strings of cranes. So yeah, I'll show you that in a moment as well, how you'll nest them if you would like to do that. And you can nest them one on top of each other with open wings too. But that is really the basics of how you create your crane. Now, like I said, I know hearing verbal instructions may not be super helpful, especially with lots of folds going on. So hopefully the video component helps you figure out what you're doing as well. If this video just doesn't get you there, if you just can't quite figure out how it all fits together, don't be afraid to look up online other videos showing you how to do this. There are people way more talented than me who can probably make it a little bit simpler and easier to understand. And then honestly, if there's nothing working for you in terms of watching videos, drop by the library, come to the reference desk, and if I am here, I'll be happy to show you in person what to do or help you work through any of the steps that you find difficult. And back on the screen, if you want to follow along, you can see me showing you how you nest your cranes together. At this point, if you wanted to string these cranes together, if you would just take fishing line and a sewing needle and pierce up through the bottom of them, they string together into a garland really nicely. Finally, I just want to let you know that we do have some excellent origami books here at the library, so if you want to drop by, these are all titles that we have available, and there are others on the shelf as well. So again, if this is a craft hobby that you can see yourself really getting into, we have some great resources for you here, and I would love to see what you create. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a lot of fun creating your own cranes at home.